2011 in the WWE will probably go down as one of the most forgettable years in the company's history. You know, the WWE had so many different opportunities to do a lot of different things, mostly stemming off of the CM Punk storyline where he wanted to walk out with the WWE Championship. I thought that storyline could have been the greatest thing that has ever happened in the WWE, and it ultimately became all about John Cena and all about the same old garbage. But the one bright spot, somehow, in 2011 was Survivor Series in 2011. After a string of a couple of bad Survivor Series pay-per-views, WWE managed to put on a memorable show. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty solid, and a lot of it clicked, and a lot of it actually worked. So, Survivor Series 2011 took place from the Garden in New York City. I think that every year, one of the big four pay-per-views, probably the other three instead of WrestleMania, should take place at the Garden. I think one should take place at the Garden, one should take place at the Staples Center, one should take place at Allstate, and that in Chicago, and then one should take place, obviously WrestleMania should take place in a bigger stadium. Excuse me. But ultimately, this show was a really memorable show. You know, you kick it off with Ziggler versus John Morrison for the United States title. A really solid opening match, a pretty good opening match. Ultimately, the right guy won because you knew where John Morrison was heading in the next couple of weeks. And it ultimately set up something to come at the next pay-per-view, which was a Ziggler versus Zack Ryder feud. And, you know, after all this time of Zack Ryder petitioning to get a United States title match, finally gets it. I thought that the match worked. I thought that the finish worked. I thought that the aftermath worked to build up to the next pay-per-view. Really memorable opening match, in my opinion. Then you get a good, pretty decent space filler between Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres in the Lumberjill match for the Divas title. While the match itself is forgettable, it did its job as a space filler to get to the 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match, which was Team Barrett versus Team Orton. I mean, you look at this team, excuse me, you look at these teams, and sadly, you look at what they could be. You know, you have Barrett as King Barrett, who right now is not really doing much. You have Cody Rhodes, who is Stardust, again, not really doing much. You have Jack Swagger, who is just Jack Swagger, and he completely fucking sucks. Then you have Hunico, who is now Sin Cara. And you have Dolph Ziggler. And then on Team Orton, you have Randy Orton, obviously still getting some big-time spots. You have Sheamus, the most boring heel in the WWE. You had Mason Ryan. Good Lord Almighty. You had Kofi Kingston, who is now in the New Day, and you had the original Sin Cara, who made his presence known in the grandest way possible in this match by tearing his patellar tendon. That I thought was just amazing and awesome and excellent. No offense to Sin Cara, but I thought that was really, really funny. But this match, the right team won. A really solid match, other than the botch in the middle. The build-up to it was pretty decent. I think that the right team won. Unfortunately, it just didn't benefit them. At the time, I thought the right team won, but looking back at it, I'm like, who really benefited from that? You know, where did Wade Barrett go past this match? Where did Cody Rhodes go past this match? Where did Dolph Ziggler go past this match? You know, Ziggler won Money in the Bank and won the world title. He wasn't booked properly with Money in the Bank and was not booked properly with the world title. So, again, where did Dolph Ziggler go? And you know what? Team Orton loses. Somehow Randy Orton has benefited from losing. Sheamus has benefited from losing. Mason Ryan is no longer with us. Kofi Kingston is in the New Day, so he's pretty much irrelevant at this point. And Sin Cara is a fucking botch-fest monkey ready to fucking explode. Honestly. Then the next match for the world title, Big Show and Mark Henry. You know, I didn't think this match needed to end in a disqualification. I also don't even think that this match should have even happened. You know, somehow they had good chemistry in the ring together as two big guys, but this match just didn't work for me. I thought that the match they had at Vengeance kind of worked better, and the match the next month they had at TLC worked better. The one thing about this show that gets a little underrated considering what happened in the main event is the WWE title match. You did all the crap with CM Punk earlier in 2011, and somehow he comes back around and puts on this clinic here at Survivor Series. This match with Alberto Del Rio for the WWE Championship was what made this show. It is what made the show. Punk and Del Rio, for some reason, had good chemistry. I don't know how it happened, but somehow, when Punk and Del Rio were in the ring together, the match was good, pretty decent, and they actually clicked, and they actually worked. Which is something very rare in today's WWE, when something actually clicks and works 100% well. Match was good, right guy went over, and it makes you forget about the crap that happened earlier in the year with CM Punk. I'm sorry, for all of you who like the CM Punk storyline, it sucked. It could have been so much more, and yet it ultimately was nothing but the same old garbage. And as CM Punk fans, you should have been upset about that. Instead, you're overrating this. You should be upset with this. And I'm shocked that many more CM Punk fans aren't upset with this. It's just my opinion. Then you get to the main event that was originally announced as a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match that turned into a tag team match. Sure. Between John Cena and The Rock versus The Awesome Truth. At no point in the match at no point at all during this feud did I think Awesome Truth was going to go over. And at no point during this match did I really like it. It really, all it did was reestablish The Rock. It didn't really do much to help Cena. And what the fuck did it do to Awesome Truth? The one thing in 2011 that I actually liked and enjoyed was Miz and R-Truth teaming up as the Awesome Truth. And this pretty much dug their entire grave for their burial. That's all this match did. It benefited no one. Oh, it benefits them because of the name recognition of The Rock. See WrestleMania 27. How was The Miz benefited from that? And now you say he's benefited from this match. He benefits from this match because he's in the ring with both Cena and The Rock. Look at the last time that happened at WrestleMania 27 and come back to me and say that he was benefited from this. Please. This match benefited nobody except The Rock. And ultimately, that's not what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to benefit all four guys. And it only benefits one. Thought the match was solid, but I thought the match was stupid. I thought that this match shouldn't have happened. Maybe The Rock should have had a tune-up match with a bigger name talent instead of The Miz or R-Truth. Have him face, CM Punk. And have John Cena face somebody else. Who the hell knows? Could have did so many different things with what you ultimately did, because now the WWE took this tag team and made them both nothing. Look at R-Truth today, where is he? And look at The Miz today, where is he? Doing commentary because WWE doesn't give a shit about him. When if you looked back 4 years ago, WWE was so high on this guy that they decided to main event him at WrestleMania 27. So this pay-per-view is pretty good, pretty memorable, with a terrible ending. The Cena and Rock versus Awesome Truth match, while in theory it sounded good, came across as crap, only benefited one guy, put a really sour ending to a pretty good pay-per-view.